If you're retiring and you want to move into a new home, or you're ready to move up to a new home, you may be trying to decide whether you want to buy a home that's already on the market or to build a new one. And I get it. If you've been shopping, you already have seen the supply of new construction homes for sale that are available to move into right now is super low. So if you're willing to consider some other different options. Now, while home builders are doing everything that they can to construct more houses, their goal is to narrow the gap of supply shortage. But they're also facing serious delays and factors outside their control. So here's the latest on what some of the key challenges are to home builders that are experiencing today and how they could impact your plans. So when you know what's happening in the industry, you can make informed decisions on whether you want to look for a new construction home or an existing home in your search. So here's the first issue, supply chain issues. The first hurdle home builders are dealing with is the lack of supply in various building materials. You've heard this before, but according to a recent article from Housing Wire, everything that's needed to build a home in the home building process faces some sort of delay or a subsequent price increase. Now, supply issues aren't just with lumber. That's the stuff that we hear about in the news, right? But the article explains that there are other supplies that are impacted too, and they're experiencing roof materials, windows, garage doors, siding, gypsum, and that's the stuff that gypsum is the stuff that goes into drywall, and there's a lot of drywall in houses, right? So the difficulty in getting these items can drag out timelines for new homes an extra 2 to 4 months. That's after they've already started construction. Builders are waiting on what they need to finish and complete the construction. But since these materials are in short supply, even when they do get the product, the principle of supply and demand is driving the prices of these goods up. So, Housing Wire explains it like this. When supplies are low, prices inevitably will go up. Meanwhile, the lack of available homes for sale and the lack of these delays of products is causing huge delays, meaning builders are struggling to stay on schedule. Now, there's some good news. Single-family home starts, which account for the biggest share of home building, jumped 5.7% rate to 1.2 million units last month. And single-family home building increased in the Northeast, the Midwest, and the South, but they fell in the West. So according to the National Association of Home Builders, the NAHB, they say builders are grappling with supply chain issues that are extending construction time and increasing cost. But factor 2 is the skilled labor shortage. It's not the only challenge in home construction today. Builders are having a hard time finding skilled labor, not just the materials, which means they're shorthanded, further dragging out their timelines. Now, skilled labor shortage in the construction industry is nothing new. It's been going on for more than a decade. As a matter of fact, the skilled trades of plumbers, electricians, framers, HVAC techs has been declining for years, but there is good news. Look, the February jobs report showed employment gains in the construction industry, and this could be encouraging news if you're looking to buy a new home. But the supply of construction workers continues to fall short of the demand and continues to be a challenge for builders. Here's one thing that you want to watch. The momentum of baby boomers and retirees moving south has remained strong. Now, I know in other parts of the nation it may not be the same, but here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we're growing. Many who are retiring all at the same time has put a big impact on the housing market, and we're seeing it right now. This is the coiled spring of baby boomers that are leaving their jobs. Many retirees have gainfully been employed their entire life. They own their house outright. And they also have had some assets. And they're looking to move and to build a brand new home, or even to buy a second home or a vacation property or a rental property. And this puts really more pressure into many first-time home buyers who are already challenged to find a home. So how does this impact you? As in the Housing Wire article, it explains how things can impact buyers who are retiring or want to buy new construction home, or if you're a move-up buyer. In other words, a step-up. You need more room in your house, or something in your life has changed for lifestyle. You want to live all on one floor. So the residential construction industry is facing this crisis as builders manage this critical crisis of building materials and labor at the same time. Now, explosive supply and labor costs are forcing longer delays. Building permits have been pulled, but those houses have not been started. So when you weigh in your options and try to decide whether you want to build a new home or an existing one, factor in the potential delay in new home construction into your decision. While this doesn't mean that you should cross newly built homes completely off your list, it does mean that you need to consider your moving timeline, because if you're willing to wait, or do you need something to move into right away? Or do you want something to be built and constructed for you into the future? So here's the bottom line. Interest rates are going up, which may keep some buyers from buying, but as I previously said, many baby boomers are flush with cash. There's no downside to owning a home that's 100% paid off, especially if it's your time to relax in the sunshine. Now, here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we're seeing tract builders and national builders who are not taking on any new orders. Why? They have a huge backlog of already sold homes that they need to build. Now, some new home builders are releasing new construction in small batches, and that's only after they're in phase 5 of drywall, in other words, completed up. So we're still finding deals and builders to work with that can build new homes. Now again, the picture is not clear or straightforward. On one hand, you have rising interest rates and declining affordability. That's putting a downward pressure on the housing market. On the other hand, we have historically low inventory and a large segment of the population who's retiring, who wants to enjoy the rest of their house, and they're going to deal with whatever price increases there are. This could put continuing upward pressure onto the housing market. The good news for the consumer who can actually get a home, the United States, if they remain in this inflationary environment, can really be the winner. So this channel gives you all the data about real estate, housing market, and the economy, but it's up to you to formulate your own investing strategy moving forward. One trend that the shift in investor sentiment is beyond second homes. We're seeing vacation rentals and Airbnbs also affecting prices. For years, affluent have used real estate as a hedge against inflation. So if you already own a home, you already know this, you get it. But the amount of money that you've made in equity, check how much have you made in equity, by the way, this year? Go ahead and comment below, because I really want to know. So wherever you live, wherever you are in the United States, I hope you're having a good day. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this content. Go ahead and subscribe. I do appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.